Damn. DK trying to be traded? Come on home, partner.
Turn the pressure up. I don't quit. I don't fold under pressure. I'm the best, and I know I'm the best. And you know I'm the best.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation? It's your boy DMV back with another one. You guys know what it is, man. It's morning smoke. Hopefully to get you through the middle of your day, your morning, you know what I'm saying? You grab your morning coffee. Some of my viewers, you guys are, driving trucks all day and you want to get your Cowboys fix, and that's what I'm here for. So before you do anything else, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and make sure that you share it amongst all of your Cowboy friends, or even if they're Cowboys haters, man, it don't even matter. So the Cowboys have been making some moves this week, right? So the latest of the moves is the Dak Prescott restructure. So they flipped the switch on Dak's deal. They flipped the switch on CD's deal. Yesterday was the ceremony, Zach Martin's retirement, which is very, very sad. And I'm going to take a quick moment to talk about what Zach Martin meant to me as a Cowboys fan. And I know that Zach Martin didn't have the type of year that he wanted to have last year, but he gave us his all. And I think that this is what Micah Parsons was trying to tell us in a heated moment in the locker room. And you don't really understand that at the time because you're trying to win games now. But when you look at the course of his career, you look at what Zach has meant to us, what Zach has done as far as just being able to dominate the position, the right guard position for so long, and probably going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, it makes me sad that we didn't do right by him. And I think that that's probably why Dallas is making the moves that they're doing right now. I think that they looked, and for the people that are saying, oh, you build the O-line and everything will surround and everything will come to fruition. We had 3 perennial all-pro guys, 2 of them probably being Hall of Famers, and the third one would have been a Hall of Famer had he not come down with the disease in Travis Frederick. You had Tyron Smith, Travis Frederick, and Zach Martin for a good portion, and we did nothing with it. We weren't aggressive. We weren't selectively aggressive like Stephen Jones likes to talk about, right? So with those moves, and then, re-sign or extending also Odigizua to a 4-year, $80 million deal, 4-year, $80 million deal, we have created $54 million in cap space according to overthecap.com. So Dallas typically does not flip the switches until late. Dallas likes to be very, very typically conservative when it comes to flipping the switches at the timing that they're doing it. I think right now what they're doing is they flipped it early because, for one, they're trying to get guys locked down. But I also think that they want to make it a destination that people want to come to again. To let people know that Dallas is serious about winning. Because Philadelphia has been doing it for a couple of years. And a couple of other places have been doing this for a couple of years, where you're letting the free agency market know that we are serious. You're letting other teams know we are serious. And so that $54 million, man, like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, because I don't do that. When I heard Stephen Jones talk about being selectively aggressive,
at everything we can, we're going to be selectively aggressive. We obviously, there's things in this league you have to, you have certain amount of resources they allow you to have, and we'll look at that. But we're going to try to improve our football team. Not try, we're going to improve our football team, and
This scared.
the term seems like it's an oxymoron. I can't remember where I heard that from, but I'm thinking to myself, oxymoron from the moron. Another oxymoron from the moron. So we ain't doing nothing. We gonna chill. We gonna do the same thing that we always done. But flipping those switches early and getting the Osa deal done early. See, the other day, I know what it is, and I know what y'all thinking. Y'all like, DMV didn't switched up. The other day, you was talking about how Osa making that was a mistake. Well, keep in mind, guys, we hadn't flipped the switches. You know what I'm saying? So all this money and all this cap space hadn't been created. So up until that point, it was same old, same old. Now it's not, because the Osa deal only creates space. If we were able, if we work towards, and I've heard that there are some discussions, some general discussions between Micah Parsons and the Cowboys, that only creates more space. So now we can have these discussions of whether or not the Cowboys are going to be active in free agency, which I think they will be. And, I know it's a little bit long-winded. You want to hear about the possibility of DK Metcalf, because DK is going to have to be signed. You're going to have another deal for him if you trade for him. And so what I wanted to do right now is talk about the pros and cons of that, because now, those discussions aren't empty anymore. Maybe it's empty, maybe they don't make this move, but I'm here to talk about why it's possible. The Cowboys now have the money to make these type of deals possible. So
You need some money.
we can explore the pros and the cons. I typically don't like to do this. I don't like these type of headline type of stories. But this makes this team better. But there are cons that go along with it as well. So we're going to talk about the pros and the cons. So the pros are, it shifts the power. The Cowboys pick up DK Metcalf. Now Washington, Philadelphia, the Giants, they have to figure out how they're going to guard these guys now, because CeeDee Lamb is a wide receiver superpower. And then you add a guy like DK Metcalf, who's physically imposing the way that he is, the athletic beast that he is, who can run by your guys. Now that kind of changes up what you got to do. So that shifts the power. It puts everybody else on the defensive. Now, the Eagles can say that they wouldn't have to worry about that. But keep in mind, you guys just let go of Big Play Slay. That he's going to be released. And then the Cowboys pick up DK Metcalf. There has to be some concern there, whether you want to believe it or not. I know that they got some young guys that can play, but there's a difference between CeeDee Lamb and Jalen Tolbert opposed to CeeDee Lamb and your Batman being DK Metcalf. I'm sorry, there's just a difference. It's an upgrade, and the whole league will be put on notice. That's just not for the NFC East. That's for the whole NFC and the whole league. But it's an impact instantly. That's another pro. He's a huge target with a huge catch radius, which Dak Prescott, I'm pretty sure Dak Prescott would love having that guy lining up at the X, which that's another pro, is that he's a true X, and you can line him up out there. You got to figure out what you're going to do. Or am I going to put my best player on DK Metcalf, or am I going to put my best player to follow around CeeDee Lamb? It frees up CeeDee Lamb to do a lot of things. It frees up a guy like Turpin to get down the field with speed. So, man, I really love the idea of it. Another pro, RESPECT, and this ain't Aretha Franklin. All right, you're going to have to respect what we do if we get a DK Metcalf. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the same old Cowboys. We ain't getting our receivers from Walmart. We got pedigree out there now. All right, he's a productive player. He's been over 1,000 yards, I think, 3 times. So he has the numbers that speak to it. Now let's talk about the cons. If the Cowboys get DK Metcalf and they don't commit to the running back position, you're going to commit to airing it out, and that formula does not work when it gets to the postseason. I don't even think DK Metcalf has had a deep run in the postseason. So you're going to have some kind of run game. You're going to have to. But if you get DK Metcalf, you're going to commit money to him. You're going to commit money to CeeDee Lamb, obviously, because you already have done that. And then Dak Prescott's contract. So it could lead you to where if the running back position doesn't line up in the draft like you wanted to, you're not going to commit to it when things get rough. You're going to say, we're paying this money. This needs to work. And we've seen that happen before. DK Metcalf is rumored to be a selfish player. Now, I know what it is to be labeled and to be wrongfully labeled. And, he's going to have to prove otherwise. But he's also one of the most fine players in the league. I know in 2023, he was the most fine player. So, you hear a lot about his attitude. Now, a change of environment and some great guys around you can change those things. And it's up to the locker room and it's up to the coaching staff to get him to buy in, which I know that he has worked with Shotty before, so maybe he buys in. We didn't hear about none of that stuff with Shotty. So, and, the contract could be a bottleneck to signing other people, because you trade for him, you got to sign him, you know what I'm saying? Or you got to create a deal that, he feels a way about. Now, how do I feel about all of this, right? The question that I have to ask is, what will be the trade capital to make this happen? What are you willing to give up? That's the question that Dallas would have to ask themselves. You're getting a 27-year-old, a specimen of an athlete. And the way that I look at this is over the next 2 to 3 years, you are going, now it's to go all in, right? I hate that term, but now it's to go all in, and you got to figure those things out. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, this is the window that we got to win the championship. And if we don't do it, then we got to rebuild this thing. With signing Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb and extending them, and then you got a new coach, now you got to kind of be aggressive. It ain't selectively aggressive. It's aggressive. You're committing to being aggressive if you make this move. And I'm okay with it. I want to be aggressive. I want to be on the offensive at this point. We got a quarterback. We got a receiver. We got a great defensive player who we need to sign as well, you know, which we've talked about that here. 877 pay Micah now is always 877 pay Micah now. You know what I'm saying? I want Micah to get his money. So we got to figure that out. We got to figure those things out. But overall, I think the pros outweigh the cons. I don't know about you guys, but let me know what you think in the comment section, man. Appreciate y'all. We out. Peace.